Glad to meet you all in one more video with a summary of the lesson, Reading and Analysis of Maps. The chapter 1 of the social textbook of 8th standard, SSC Board, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. On to the lesson now. Firstly, we see the satellite photograph. And nextly, we see the outline. What's the difference between both? Yes, in the photograph, we see whatever is there. The water, the land, the colors, right? And in the map, we just see the shape of that land. This is the difference between the photograph and a map. Why is a map used? Yes, a map is used by geographers to show features and information about what we consider important about that place. Whatever necessary information we ought to convey, according to that the maps are made. For example, distribution of rainfall, whether the rainfall is scanty, the rainfall is moderate, whether rainfall is high, all those are shown in the map. Soil types, whether it's alluvial soil, loamy soil, black soil, red soil, everything is shown in the map. Population, what's the population? It's a densely populated area, moderately populated, scarcely populated, all these informations are given on the map. And so according to the necessity, the maps are made. Now let's see how this map making started. From the very beginning, prehistoric times, people have been making maps. Now you can see the circular disc sort of picture. This is the model of the map made by the prehistoric Indians, wherein they have put Mount Meru at the center, and then they believed that the earth consisted of 7 islands and 7 oceans surrounding, and they believed that in one of those 7 islands, that is the Jambudvipa island, our India, Bharatavarsha, existed. So you can see that it was true, that is we have the 7 continents, right? So that is what we see, the genuine information of our Indians, right? And Aryabhatta had calculated how to draw the latitudes and longitudes right in the 5th century itself. Okay, and then an atlas was prepared in Jaunpur in 17th century by Sadiq Isfahani. What he did is he used the latitudes and longitudes to determine location of places in his maps. Latitudes and longitudes are nothing but the vertical and horizontal imaginary lines, just as it acts in the graph, the x-axis, y-axis. The x-axis, the horizontal are the latitudes, right? And then some of the earliest maps were made by Sumerians. Sumerians are the present Iraq, the people, they had made the maps. So you can see the Sumerian clay tablet wherein they had made their maps. Okay, and then why they made this is they had to keep an account of the income from the lands. That is why they made the maps, and they tried to keep the records of the lands with the help of maps. And you can also see the Babylonians, also the present Iraq. They also made some of the earliest world maps as a thought of the world. Now you can see that in the picture. It is like a circular disc, and then all the sides it is surrounded by seas and oceans, and in the middle small circles which denoted the cities. And then at the same time, Greek geographers like Anaximander and Hecataeus and Herodotus also prepared world maps by arranging places from east to west and north to south. Now you can see here that this is a map world after Hecataeus, and you can see Greece is there in the middle, and there are 3 continents over there which are separated by the Mediterranean Sea. That is how they had made, and you can see the similarity between the Greeks and the Babylonians. That is, they believe that the earth is like a round disc, a circular disc. Greeks tried to find out a set of places where the midday occurred at the same time. Midday means noon time, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. These places were joined together with a line from north to south, this was known as the meridian or the noon line or the longitude. They also tried to draw latitudes by connecting places which had equal length of shadow at noon. So they observed which all places the shadow is same, that all places the sun's angle, the rays of the sun fall at the same angle. So they put in a same line, that is they made an imaginary line called the latitudes. Right. Ptolemy was one of the most famous geographers of the ancient world who prepared a detailed map of the world using these lines, using the latitudes and longitudes. Ptolemy had made many maps, and then one famous Arab map maker, Al-Idrisi, prepared a world map for his king in 1154 after the Greeks. Now we see the Arabs making the maps. This is for the exploring the world. Now you can see the map by Al-Idrisi. Here you see much he has given the details about Eurasia. Eurasia means Europe and Asia, and only a few little part of Africa you can see. And you can see the north is mostly towards the south and south towards the north. That is, the south is pointing towards the top of the map. And now we come with the how the map was made according to the Bible. So this is the model of the world according to the Bible. You can see there are 3 continents over there: Asia, Europe and Africa. And this is that the way they had made the map according to the details in the Bible. And here after that they also made some study of the Ptolemy's books, because all the maps whatever he had made, all that disappeared. They used the information in the books of Ptolemy, and they started making some maps. This is a map you can see based on the mathematical calculations prepared after reading the books of Ptolemy. Whatever Ptolemy had written, using those mathematical calculations, they have made the map. And then you can see that not only the Arabs, Greeks, there were many other people who were interested in exploring, right? And here we see the people from Holland, you are called the Dutch. Okay, they also started world. The father of Dutch cartography was Gerardus Mercator. Okay, so when they had to explore the world, so when you need to explore the world, they need to have a right picture of what is there. Where is that? Is to in the sea. They need to have a right picture. So they started making the maps. And then when the sea route to land route to India was blocked, people started searching for a sea route, and that is where more and more explorations took place. And then you can see that Mercator devised a method of showing the correct shapes. Now you see the land is in 3-dimensional, but the map is in 2-dimensional. Now when we make this 3-dimensional thing into a 2-dimensional thing, there is a bit of change in the shape, but the contours and the height and all should be seen on the map. So when the 3-dimensional earth is made into a 2-dimensional map, that is on the paper, when it is shown, there are some changes. There is a distortion in the size and the distance. So but the whatever is the overall information that is given over there, this is called as Mercator's projection, wherein the 3-dimensional thing on the earth is represented in the 2-dimensional way with certain calculations. Okay, this is the world map by Gerardus Mercator in 16th century. Later on, we see Britishers had colonized India. Not only India, many other countries also they had colonized, and they had colonized India. And when Britishers came into India, they wanted to know have an exact picture. What is the relief feature of India? Where what is available? What is the entire structure of India? What are the places? How are the places? So they they established a department called Survey of India to survey the entire country and prepare maps. Here James Rennell was appointed the Surveyor General, and he prepared one of the first survey based maps of India. Okay, and he was the one who took the survey where the rivers are there, where the valleys are there, where hills are there. He made the map. So you can see the map over there. And William Lambton began one of the most important geographical survey in the world, starting from Chennai. So with the sea level, he made an entire survey of the land in India. And then Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world. It was named Mount Everest in commemoration of George Everest, who measured its height for the first time using the scientific methods. And then you see that there were many explorations regarding the map making, and those who went to explore, they needed the maps, and when the maps were given to them, they went and saw what are all the things over there. They made a record of what are the things available over there, and then they gave it to the map makers as the information. Then reading thematic maps. Usually a map focuses only on one aspect. Such maps are called thematic maps. There are, for example, political maps which give information about mandals, districts, states, countries, capitals, and so on. They tell which is the border of which country, which is the border of which state. And then some are physical maps which show the mountains. They tell about the relief features of that place. Some are land use maps which show how people use land. For example, some parts of village lands may be used for pasture. Pasture means grazing the cattle, for raising food crops, for raising cash crops. All these details are given in those maps. And here you can see the color code used to represent the land cover and land use in maps. So dark green, it is for forest. Light green is for grasslands. Brown for land useful for agriculture. Yellow for cropped area. Dark gray, mountains. Light gray is for hills. Yellow is for plateaus and swamps. Light red, wastelands. Light blue, tanks, rivers, canals, wells, etc. Dark blue is for seas and oceans. White is for places where minerals are available, and black is for boundaries. Apart from that, we have even some symbols. Now look at this, children. This is an activity for you. Here you are given the population density. So according to the population density, you need to color this map. So 0 to 250. Where is the population 0 to 250? Yeah, you can see that here Arunachal Pradesh, and then here 123, that is Himachal Pradesh, and Jammu and Kashmir, that is 56, and Nagaland 119. No, you have to find out how where the density is from 0 to 250. In those states you have to color yellow color, and then where 251 to 500 you need to read the data, and according to that you have to color the map. With that we will get to know which is the most densely populated area, which is scarcely populated area, right? And now we come to conventional symbols on maps. What are the symbols used in maps? Now you can see some of the symbols. Towns or villages, inhabited, deserted fort, then huts, then temple, church, mosque. What are the symbols used to represent them in the map? And the mines, and also you can see the post office, PO, TO, and all these are all the symbols used to represent the things on the map. And roads, metalled roads, and then river banks, dams, streams, railways, how they represent the railways. And then you can see the mineral line or tramway, telegraph line, all these how they are represented on the maps. Now let's come to the representation of relief features. Relief features means what are the landforms, how is the structure of the land in that place is called the relief feature. The main relief features are hills, valleys, plateaus, plains, river basins, rocky and sandy places. Since the maps are flat, we cannot show the height of different places on them. We therefore use a special symbol for this. Now I said because the earth is in 3 dimensions and the map is in 2 dimensions, there are some changes to be made and the shape is given, of course. But what about the height? How are we going to tell how the height is? It slopey area, it is a plain area. How do we show? We show them using the contours or the contour lines. So how these contour lines help us is, now you can see the contour lines. Contours are lines on the map joining places of same height measured from the sea level. Wherever the height is same, these contour lines join them. In other words, all the places on the contour line will have the same height from the sea level. Contour lines are also called iso. Iso means same. Iso lines. Lines joining place with the same common feature. So you can see the contour lines here joining all the places with the same height. Right. And another thing that we see is, wherever contour lines are far apart, when now you see in the figure 1.8, wherever there are far, it represents a gentle slope. Closer lines represent steep slope, and uniformly spaced lines represent uniform slope. So with that we can understand whether they are steep slope, gentle slope, or very uniform slopes. Okay, here are some maps wherein you see the relief and the drainage of Telangana, how the rivers are draining into the sea, that we can see. So here there are the colors given here. The green color 0 to 150 msl, then light green, then yellow, then orange. So these are put on the map. Wherever that color is there, according to that we need to get the data, that is 0. So here the coastal regions, it is 0, 1 to 550. So these are the places where the rivers are draining into the sea. So we get to know the data with the colors over there in the map. And Telangana mean annual. Okay, so here we can see the colors. High rainfall, how much rainfall is there? High rainfall is all the places with the green color. So you can see the places here: Komram, Bhim and Bhadradri, Kamam, Jaishankar. All these are with the high rainfall. Then normal rainfall, all the blue color. These are all the areas with the normal rainfall. Okay, so this is how we understand the maps using the colors and get to know the data about that place. Now we come with the soil. Where which type of soil are they? So is there now red soil? You see the red soil in all these places wherever the red color is there: Nalgonda, Suryapet, Khammam, Mehboob Nagar, and all the same. And you see the black soil. Black soil you see in Warangal, Komram Bhim, Manchiryal, Adilabad, and all you see the black soil. So that way you can identify, you can get a data where was it according to our necessity. Okay, aerial photography. Aerial photography is a technique of taking of photographs of the ground from an elevated position. Elevated position means maybe from a hill, maybe from a mountain or a tall building or a tower, using aircrafts, helicopters, hot air balloons. Aerial photographs are not maps, they are photographs. You take a photo, okay, from there you can see whatever is there exactly on the land. Okay, and what are satellite images? Satellite imageries are the photographs of the earth taken by artificial satellites. You know, satellites rotate around the earth, they revolve around the earth, so they take the pics of the earth. So these pictures taken by the satellite are called as satellite imageries. These are used in many ways, as map making, planning. Meteorology means weather forecasting. Forest and warfare. Warfare is in the army, where which country is there, how to get about it. All this we can learn from there. Hope this session was useful to you in getting a gist of how to read the maps and what is the origin of maps, and how this map mapping and making and all went on from the beginning till now, and how much of evolution took place in map making. Do let me know your opinion on this summary. Thank you and have a nice day.